Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Mob Spotlights series that I'm currently doing. The last video, it did pretty well actually, in terms of engagement and views for my channel. So here I am with another one. This time we are going to be looking at blazes. You will only find blazes naturally spawning in nether fortresses. So you will not find them in the overworld. You will not find them in the nether outside of a nether fortress for spawning. They may get lost, of course, and wander away. They will only spawn currently in the current version of 1.17.1 at a light level of 11 or less. And they would spawn around here, but I've just remembered I have a game rule on to stop spawning. Here we go. Found one. The blazes. Funny looking things. Do they have legs? Are they legs? Difficult to tell. But they will spawn, as I said, with light level 11 or below in nether fortresses. There is also another place they will spawn, and that is, funnily enough, with blaze spawner blocks, which is what these are. You can see inside they have a little mini spawner spinning around. That means that separates the spawner block with a particular mob that it will spawn. So they will spawn here in a radius. I think it's possibly 4 blocks either side, up or down, and they will keep on spawning. So very useful to build around these if you want to make a blaze rod farm. In terms of drops, these guys are mostly useful for dropping blaze rods. And as you can see there, I didn't get any. That is because there is a chance that when killed with a standard weapon, blazes will only drop either 0 or 1 blaze rods. Try again. We get the same outcome. There we go. Just the one. However, with a looting sword, there's a higher chance of getting more, or there's a chance of getting more rods, and you'll get either 0 to 4 with looting 3. Finally, XP. One of these will give you a pretty useful 10 XP orbs, which you didn't see there. But yes, they're quite useful for gaining XP, these things. So when you build farms to collect blaze rods, you'll also be quite well off for XP as well. That's a nice side benefit. Behaviour wise, these guys will fly around. However, they actually are more happy on the ground. So as you can see here, this is one dirt block floating around, and this blaze is not moving away from it, despite the fact that they can fly. However, if I was to break this block, they will slowly float back down to the ground. So when they're passive mode, so they're not attacking, they're just sitting there smoking away. They're effectively ground mobs, but they can fly slowly, a bit like chickens when they descend slowly to the ground. Blazes will actually sink through lava and water. Water, however, is harmful to them, so they will sink through them, but chances are they won't make it through alive. As you can see there, they are hot things. Ultimately, they are immune to hot stuff. They are harmed by cold or wet stuff. So let's try the same experiment, but with lava. And see them descending through there. Happy as you like, no problems at all. So they go through liquids. Liquids are commonly used in farming nether rods to move the blazes around. With lava in particular, you can move them around quite quickly, especially in the nether when lava runs faster. So now that we know blazes are harmed by water, guess what happens when you throw a splash water bottle at them? They don't like it. It's a very slow and inefficient way of killing them, of course. It's raining. Again, no shock to find out these guys don't like that. But it kills them pretty quickly. Powdered snow is another way of killing. Obviously, it's just frozen water, so it's two things they don't like: cold and wet. And eventually, when they sink enough into the snow, it will start to harm them. Nice. As you can see there, snowballs are harmful, but they do have their own form of defense. This time the golem wins. Yes, snowballs are pretty strong against blazes, and apparently 7 snowballs will kill a blaze. So maybe useful to take to the nether next time you go. Now, as you just saw, attacking is where these guys' strengths lie. In Java Edition, they have a significant radius of awareness in which they will identify and target players, and that is 48 blocks. Okay, so we are about 50 blocks away from this blaze, so quite a distance. It's trapped there, it can't move, but it can fire fireballs at me. It's flamed. Can you see it flamed up? There we go, and here we go. So it is really quite far that it can throw fireballs at you. The accuracy, of course, is not quite there. Another thing that they will do is when detecting a player, they will automatically alert any other blazes within 48 blocks of them to the player's location, and they will head towards you. So they do kind of like hunting in packs. Them flames indicate they're just about to attack. They will burn for 3 seconds before sending the 3 fireballs, which they will shoot out in about just under a second, 0.9 seconds. And they will come towards you. But they're pretty unreliable. They're pretty wayward, the shooting. It's a bit like a dispenser. It doesn't always get fired out in the same direction. Another thing they will do is when they come to attack you, they will fly towards you, but they will stay above you. So they will generally remain within half a block to 3.5 blocks higher than the player they are targeting. So this is pretty good battle tactics. They'll only shoot when they have line of sight to the target. So let me demonstrate. We're pretty close. We're way within their radius. I'll build this out of glass. They can't see through glass as far as I'm aware. See, we're in survival mode now. They are not flaming up from inside, so they can't see me. However, if I move to this side, they can see me. Another tactic to be aware of when you're fighting these things: duck under cover, and they lose you very quickly. Something else about their attacks: they will have a 5-second cooldown before they can flame up again and fire. You can see there also they will pause their volley of 3 fireballs if they lose you halfway through that. Going back to the dispenser accuracy of these things, the main difference actually is the speed. So dispenser objects that get dispensed will tend to lose speed the further they travel. These fireballs will not. They will keep on going at the same speed till they hit something. Now, another attack they have that is pretty powerful is a melee attack. So I guess it's just these bars that fly around, just whack you in the face, possibly. But they can actually melee attack you of 1 attack a second. So they can cause a fair amount of damage in a short amount of time. Now, these attacks are not premeditated. They will only attack you with a melee attack if you're right next to them and they haven't seen you before that. they tend to prefer ranged combat, and so they will generally try and fly away and attack you from a distance because they know they're vulnerable from up close. But let me demonstrate how much damage this can cause. 1.5 hearts down. I'm at. Here we go. Down to 4. So, yeah. Be very careful when you're coming up close to them. Now, let's talk about the fireballs themselves that they spit out of them. They will obviously, clearly, cause harm if they hit you. Not only will they cause you an impact damage, they will also burn for 5 seconds. So players on fire for 5 seconds without any kind of fire protection on their armor, or any armor indeed, they will have a hard time. I've got no armor at the moment, and I got hit once, so I wasn't too bad. But these things can gang up on you, especially if they call their friends in. Another thing that you need to be aware of, if I just grab myself a sword, is that using melee attacks, so that you can use melee attacks even with ghast fireballs. You can actually send them back to the ghasts, and they can actually be hurt by their own fireballs. You cannot do that with blaze fireballs. Say that, I'm actually not very good at parrying these things anyway, but let's try again. But you definitely can't do it. One more try. Anyway, you'll just have to trust me on that. Another tactic that is useful, that will work, is shields. A shield is probably your best friend when it comes to getting up close to these mobs. So obviously your shield will take damage, but there'll be no fire for your shield or for you. Okay, so a couple more interesting things for those that maybe want to show off a little bit, is that if you find yourself in the nether or anywhere where there's a blaze and you are without flint and steel, then the blaze fireballs could be quite useful. Allow me to demonstrate. If I'm in survival mode, that would help. There we go. It's lit the portal for me. Could be useful. Same is the case with campfires. Let me try and see if I can get a few more on. So whether they are soul campfires, soul flame campfires, normal flame campfires, this guy will light them for you. If you get in the right place, of course, and he actually gets accuracy on his fireballs. Let's see if we can get this last one done. Nah. So yes, just a couple of little tips there for those who want to show up a little bit. And flint and steel is too easy for you, give that a go. And finally, let's talk about advancements that you get with this mob. First of all, there are 5 actually in total. There are 5 advancements, and the first one is called Into Fire, and that is quite simply about picking up a blaze rod. All you have to do is pick up a blaze rod. You don't even, I don't think, need to kill the blaze to get that. You just need to pick up a blaze rod. Done. I've already got that advancement, by the way, which is why it hasn't popped up on the screen. The second of 5 is called Adventure, and that is a real simple one. All you need to do is kill or be killed by any entity, and any entity really is any mob, whether it be friendly, neutral, or hostile. Kill or kill them, and you get the Adventure advancement. Next one, Monster Hunter. Another really easy one. All you need to do is kill a hostile monster, so I'd have it with that straight away. Number 4 is called Take Aim, and you really don't need to be a genius to understand what that's all about. Take Aim is quite simply shoot one arrow at something. So I think any entity, I would imagine that is for. But yeah, shoot an arrow at a living thing. Last but not least, the hardest one of the lot, Monsters Hunted, it is called. It is the next step from Monster Hunter. So rather than kill any monster, any hostile monster, you need to kill one of every monster. So this is a real epic one. You need to go and kill every single hostile mob in the game, including the blaze. So good luck with that one. But that's enough from me. I hope you've found some or all of these parts of this video useful. Hopefully there are some tips that you can take away and help you in your game. I think the blaze is a very interesting mob. There's a lot to think about. It's a lot of variations in terms of how it attacks. And yeah, you'll be better informed to go into the nether and potentially come out alive. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate your time, and hopefully you'll come and see me next time for another mob spotlight video. What shall I do next? Not quite sure yet. Again, as with last time, any suggestions in the comments, that would be great. Thanks guys, see you later.